I'm a Christian, and part of my testimony was that I struggled with my sexual identity, and I had people in the church who were very uncompromising when it came to the word, but they very much loved me. And so, what do you say? I think as I'm researching this issue and I'm talking to people, one of the things that I think is hard for me to I guess come around is the fact that there are so many people in the church who have taken the Bible for what it is and have gone on to be strong Christians who don't feel like the Bible has been mistranslated and misinterpreted, who seem not to jump the same hoops as I think sometimes what it looks like is some progressive Christians do.
Right.
What do you say to that?
I think sometimes and I've thought the same thing,
Yeah.
there's a lot of work that folks have done in their understanding and their faith nature. We sometimes have to put in the time to wrestle with things and go, in this passage it tells me that I can't wear mixed fibers, and I'm like, okay, this is a cotton poly blend, I'm already going to hell. Where does God call me to love, maybe in places where it's like the Bible doesn't sound very loving? So yeah.
Where does God's love come in then? So like, how are you defining that?
God's love, I think, is infused in everything and in everyone. And I think, looking at Scripture and looking how, let's see, if we're looking at love in the side of Jesus, and Jesus went to the marginalized, welcomed the people. The parables that he told used like the Samaritan as an example of like what does it mean to be your neighbor and that sort of thing. So I think in looking at Scripture, looking deeper and going, this is what love means. It sometimes means wrestling with things to reconcile, God's love to the creation.
Does God's love mean that he approves of everything that we do? Because I think that's where I think sometimes it seems like the tension is. Yes. It's like, oh, well, God's love means that what I do. Oh, she said turn your mic up.
Okay.
So it seems like there's a tension that I see, is that God's love means, okay, he just accepts everything that we do, even sexually. Mm-hmm. And so what do we do with that?
Right.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one, yes. And I think a lot of people spend their lives wrestling with that. Everything from, what it says in Scripture to the purity codes to what does it mean to be, what is it, Proverbs 31 woman or whatever that, this is,
sure.
And then this is how to be a faithful husband.
Sure.
And people use those as like, I don't want to have to try and figure out how to live my life, but this tells me what I should do, and it doesn't always look beautiful. And so it's